Good morning, everyone on this call. My name is Coach Royalq. It's a privilege to be here this morning once more to present to you the Rqtmi Excel sheet template. But before I proceed, I would like to acknowledge our coaches, Coach Fahad, Coach King, Dollar Queen, and every other members that are present here today. You guys are highly welcome. I also want to use this opportunity to thank Coach Coach Moore and Coach Salisu for this privilege they've given to me once more to present to you guys. So without further ado, we are going to be talking about the Excel sheet template, the modification of the MACD automation template, and how it applies to our original template we have. So I'll be sharing my screen in a moment. And if you can see my screen, I need the word "see" on the chart. So first of all, I want to see how I can download the templates. So let me see how I can download the templates. Okay. So if you can see the MACD Excel sheet template, if you can see the MACD Excel sheet template, kindly let me know, please, if you can see the MACD Excel sheet template. Okay, good. So I would want to do justice to this template for you guys to understand, for those who are yet to understand how the template is supposed to be structured. Now, for the Rqtmi Excel sheet template trade settings update for MACD automation, which is referred to as the lazy man way of doing things. Now, for those people who are making use of Magic 3, please take note. If you are making use of Magic 3, all you need to do is, from the first call, from the original templates that we have, the adjustment you are going to do, it said from first call, make it 0.1. Then every other thing from second call, third call, fourth call, fifth call, sixth call remains the same as the old Excel sheet template. Now, then the only thing that changes also is the seventh call that changes, which is 7.9. So I'll be taking you to the Magic 3 template. Now, this is what it means on the Magic 3 templates. This is what we are trying to say here. This is the So everything remains the same. Everything here remains the same. The only thing you are modifying is this margin call drop. And in the margin call drop, what you are modifying, the first call, you put it 0.1. You replace this one to 0.1. Then the second call, 5 remains the same, 1 remains the same, 5 remains the same, 1 remains the same, 5 remains the same. Once it gets to the seventh call, you change it from 7 to 7.9. So every other thing remains the same. So we are working on adjusting this. But once you want to do this modification, you cannot do this modification on this Excel sheet template. You are going to do the modification on your Royalq settings. Take note, you cannot do this modification now. We are trying to see how we can do the new template and make it everything fits here. But for now, you cannot edit this. So where you can actually edit it is inside your Royalq when you must have saved your settings. Then you go to the margin configuration. You go to margin call drop. You change the first call from 1 to 0.1. Every other thing, second call remains 5, third call remains 1, fourth call remains 5, fifth call remains 1, sixth call remains 5, and the seventh call becomes 7.9, and you are good to go. Then if you want to use it for MACD automation the Rqtmi way, then you go to your advanced settings and program it. But if you are picking signal from the signal group, you still make use of it like this: 0.1, 5, 1, 5, 1, 5, 7.9. So the difference is you are picking signal from the signal group. So you are not using advanced setting where you have to go and set MACD template and golden cross, then less than 0. So if you are just picking signal from the signal, pick directly, but make sure that your margin call drop has been adjusted to the new template. Take note of that. Hope this is clear. So if this is clear, let's go to the next one. If this is clear, I need the word clear on the chart so I can know. Please, if you are a newbie here, you might not understand what we are doing at the moment. So we are doing some modification. The section for today has not really started. So if this is clear, I'm only seeing one person that is clear with this explanation. So I will go back. This is a very simple. This is a very simple thing. Please pay attention. Please. I will go back again. This is our original template for Magic 3, which comes with magic drop 1 5 1 5 1 5 1. Now 1 5 1 5 1 5 7. Now there's a modification on it. There's a modification on it. What is the modification? Modification means there's a little changes on it. Now, of all everything remains the same. Everything here remains the same. Multiple binary ratio remains the same. The only thing that changes is the margin call drop. And for the margin call drop, what changes is the first call and the seventh call. So for the MACD template, you were given like this. Sorry. I'm trying to bring up the template. Okay, for the MACD template, you were given that MACD automation template. Your first call is 0.1. The seventh call is 7.9. That is the only thing that changes. Please take note of that. That is the only thing that changes. So if I come back to the Excel sheet, if I want to change, the only thing I'm changing is my first call. I'll change it from 1 to 0.1. Second call remains the same. Third call remains the same. Fourth call remains the same. Fifth call remains the same. Sixth call remains the same. And the seventh call, you change it to 7.9. Now, you cannot do these changes on this Excel sheet template for now. It cannot allow you to edit anything at the moment. So where are you going to do these changes is in your Royalq settings. So let's assume you have used the original setting 151515 before. So all you need to go to your My Strategy settings on your Royalq, click on your strategy settings, click on the pencil icon to edit, go to margin configuration. You come to margin call drop, change your first call to 0.1 and change your seventh call to 7.9. That is all, and save your settings. So if you are using it for MACD automation, lazy man way, you know you have to go to advanced settings down and program it. But if you are using it to pick signals, still use the settings 0.1, 51, 51, 51, 51, 7.9. The difference is that you are not going to engineer your advanced settings because you are picking signal from the signal group. But if you are doing the golden cross pattern, where we call it the lazy man way, after correcting or adjusting your margin call drop, you have to come down to advanced settings, put the first trigger price MACD, golden cross, less than 0, and you save your settings. That is what I'm trying to say. So King Joseph, are you clear? Please let me proceed to the next thing. Then he said that the distributed take profit allocation from 5th call to 7th call, 1.3. What does it mean? 1.3 means that it does not change. Distributed take profit, which I just said now, this does not change. From 5th call to the 7th call is still 1.3. So that is the modification, please. So whatever you are modifying here, you can still use it for lazy man way, and you can still use it to pick your signals from signal group. The only difference is lazy man way, you need to engage your advanced settings. While if you are picking signal from the signal group, you don't need to engage advanced settings. So that is the difference. Please take note of that. And for lazy man way, do not take more than 2% take profit, please. For this other signal, you can take 3% or more, depending on the percentage given on the signal group. I hope this is clear. So let's go to the next online. Oh, boy. So the next one says magic. For magic 5, please take note. Magic 5. Now for magic 5. So we are going to be using, for this MACD automation, you are going to be using magic 3 and magic 5. Please take note of that. Magic 3 and magic 5. That is what works for this MACD automation. Take note of that, please. Magic 3 and magic 5. So everything remains the same. From the first call to the 4th call, 0.1. Then when it gets to the 9th call, use 2.87. Then every other thing on the Excel sheet template remains the same. So let's look at it. First call to 4th call, 0.1. So let's go to magic 5. So magic 5 says that everything remains the same here. First call, you change it to 0.1. Second call, you change it to 0.1. Third call, you change it to 0.1. Fourth call, you change it to 0.1. So 5th call remains the same, 6th call remains the same, 7th call remains the same, 8th call remains the same. From the 9th call, you edit 9th call from 1.7 to 2.87. Then every other thing downward remains the same. Every other thing downward remains the same. Please, that is the explanation. I hope this is clear. I hope this is clear. So for the MACD automation, you can use magic 3 and magic 5 on it. That is what works. That is what works. Is that clear? Please, if this is clear, I need the word clear on the chart. If this is clear, I need the word clear on the chart. Okay, so I think the issue of the MACD template has been resolved now. You now understand how to use it. Then let's proceed for the day. Now, last week, we treated which magic. Can anybody remind me of the magic I treated last week? Was it magic 1? Okay, let's say it seems it's magic 1 I treated last week. So we are going to be talking about magic 5. Now, for those who are new on this call, if this is your first time of being on this call, I want to see the word new on the chart. So I can now explain or break it down to you to the simplest level that you can understand, because we are about starting the subject of today. We are beginning the subject of today. Okay, King Christian, this is your first time, so kindly pay attention. King Oluwaseun, this is your first time. Kindly pay attention to what we are going to be doing today. If possible, pick up your writing material, write down some important information that will be coming in. Also write down your questions if you have any questions to ask. We are going to attend to them. Now, the Rqtmi Excel sheet template in Royalq Motion International, it will interest you to know that we have our style of trading, our style of doing things. And we say that the Royalq boat is a semi-automated boat. It is semi-automated for you to have control and ownership over what you do. Now, what is the control and ownership we are talking about? The control and ownership we are talking about is simply giving it a set of commands based on configuration. And this set of command or configuration is derived from this Excel sheet templates that we use. So it will interest you that every team under Royalq has their own template or have their own templates they use to give that Royalq an instruction that will enable the boat to keep buying and selling for them while they are sleeping. So today you are with Rqtmi Motion International. So Rqtmi simply means Royalq Motion International. So this is our style of doing things. This is our own configuration we give to the Royalq boats that enables us to buy and sell while we are going about our activities. And this is what the dashboard looks like. So if you are looking at it, you see that it is Royalq Motion International Rqtmi settings. And you look at it, we have what is called Rqtmi Magic 1 down to Magic 8. Magic 1 down to Magic 8. Magic 8. Why do we have this? This is because the crypto market, sorry, my mouse is messing up. This is because the crypto market has 2 seasons, which we call one bear season and the bull season. The bull season. Now, we are currently in the bull season. In the bull season, the prices of the cryptocurrency coin goes up, up, up. While in the bear season, the prices come down. So because of experience, we have both works, both in the bull and the bear season. So currently in the bull season, each of these seasons lasts for every 4 years. So we are in the last lap of the bull season, which we are expecting the peak of the bull any moment from now. So I will say that this dashboard is based on the 2 seasons. So currently we are in the bull season. We make use of Magic 1, Magic 3, and Magic 5 for the bull season. So take note of that. Magic 1, Magic 1, Magic 3, and Magic 5. Now you will look at Magic 1 covers for 30% dip. Magic 3 covers for 25% dip. And Magic 5 covers for 50% dip. What does it mean? Now, before that, for you to use Magic 1, there's a minimum capital you need, which is 320. Minimum of 320. So between 320, from 320 to 519, you can make use of Magic 1. For you to make use of Magic 3 settings, you need to have a minimum of $100 to $319. $319. For you to be able to make use of Magic 5, you need to have a minimum capital of 520 and above 520 and above. So having said that, now we say that Magic 1 covers for 30% dip. What does that mean? So it means that if you have 320 and you want to use 320 to trade using Magic 3, now it means that your entire 320, if your entire 320 have been spread across different levels like this, and it gets to this point, it means the entire 320 have been spread across these levels. At this point that it has been spread across this level, it means you have exhausted all your money. So the Royalq works like this. As the price goes down, it uses your money to buy bit by bit across different levels. So it will get to a point that the price will go down and it will exhaust your money across that level, that different levels. So let's assume it has exhausted your 320 across these different levels. So at this point that it has exhausted your 320, it means that the coin or the market has dipped by minus 30%. Minus 30%. So when the market has dipped by minus 30%, it is what we refer as floating loss. So floating loss is not a real loss. Take note of that, please, which we can explain to you later in another class. So what you need to do is, at this point, you need to wait patiently. Either you do two things. Either you wait patiently or you open more margin calls, which I'm going to show you guys in the course of section how to open more margin call. I did that last week and I'm going to do that this week again. So when you wait patiently, as the price starts going up, you start selling across these different levels and start giving you your profits. So that is what it means by minus 30% dip. It means your entire capital have been spread across different levels, and at that point you're on a floating loss. All you have to do, wait patiently. As the price starts going up, you start selling across those different levels it bought initially and start giving you your profits. Similarly, for Magic 3, which is minimum of $100, let's assume you have $100 and your $100 have been spread across these different levels to this point, and your $100, you have exhausted it across these different levels. At that point, you say that it has dipped by minus 25%. So since it has dipped by minus 25%, it means that what you are on a floating loss. Again, floating loss is not a real loss. All you need to do is wait patiently. As the price starts going up, it starts selling across these different levels and start giving you your profit. For Magic 5, say Magic 5 covers for 50% dip. Now, let's assume the minimum capital is 520. You are using 520. And as the price starts going down, the robot start using your 520 to buy bit by bit, bit by bit, bit by bit, until it gets to this level. Your entire 520 have been distributed across these levels, and you have exhausted it. So at that point, you say that the market has dipped by minus 50%. All you need to do is wait patiently. As the price starts going up, start selling across these different levels and start giving your profit bit by bit also. So that is what is meant by minus. So today, last week, we talked about Magic 1. Today, we are going to be treating about Magic 5. So I want you to take notes. Among Magic 1, 3, and 5, Magic 5. Magic 5 gives you faster results compared to Magic 1. Magic 1 gives you faster results compared to Magic 3. But however, if you don't have enough capital, make do with what you have. If it's $100, start with your $100, learn the skill and learn how to grow your money. But if you have more capital, if you want to get faster results, use Magic 5, which is minimum of 520. Please take note of that. Now, why do we say Magic 5 is faster? This is the reason why we say Magic 5 is faster. Now, by the time Magic 5 buys from first call to the fourth call, 50% of your capital is already inside this trade. So even if it does not come down to buy 50 coin, it goes up to sell. Well, if it's giving you 50% of your capital, if you have 50% of your capital inside here and you're having 3% of it, is something reasonable compared to other magic. That is why we say so. So let's move to the subject of today. Like I said, we are on Magic 5, which we want to talk about. Now, everything you're seeing here is the configuration you give to your robots. So we want to talk about each parameters, what they stand for, how it applies to your Royalq and the rest. Now, take note that this is the configuration, this is the settings, the command you are going to give to your robot that will make you to sleep, that will make you to go about your activities, that won't make you to attach your emotions to your trade. So I look at people when they attach their emotions to their trade. The reason why you are having a robot to trade for you is to remove your emotions from what you are doing. But a lot of people are still getting involved emotionally into these things. So take note of this. The first thing on the line is risk type, which is radical. Now we have radical, we have conservative, we have steady. We always want to leave our risk type on radical. Why? The crypto market does not just move like this up, neither does it just move like this down. It goes like this, very aggressive, up, down, up, down, up, down. So we want our boats or the robot, the Royalq boat, to move based on the pattern of the market, aggressively following the pattern of the market to take advantage on it and make profit for us. So you don't want it to be unsteady, unconservative. You want it to be aggressive. So you have to put it on radical. I hope that is clear. Then the next one is remark. Remark refers to your initial capital you want to use for your business. So if you are using Magic 5, you need a minimum of 520 and above. 520 and above. So let's assume you are using $2,000. Let's assume you want to use $2,000. $2,000, if you want to use it, how do we use this $2,000? Please, I'm coming. Okay. If we are using $2,000, it means that the minimum now, it means that you can use this $2,000 to trade one coin at a time. To trade only one coin, point A. But there's what we do here. We do risk management where you don't have to put your eggs in one basket. That's the meaning of your risk management. So when trading, you must have a risk management plan. Please take note of that. A risk management plan you must have. No matter how smart you want to be, you need a risk management plan in days of trouble so that your risk management will help you. So if you're having $2,000 and you want to use it to trade, use Magic 5. So your $2,000 obviously can trade you one coin since we have minimum of 520 and above. But we are not going to allow you to use this to trade one coin. We are going to advise you on risk management. So you probably use it to trade 3 coins, A, B, and C. So when you divide it by A, B, and C, 2,000 divided by 3. So on each coin, you're having $666. $666. Now, in this case, now you have diversified your portfolio, having 3 coins trading for you. So now you can decide to put one on default settings. If you are a very patient person, one on default settings, these 2 on boot tactics, which I'm going to explain what boot tactics and default settings is. Don't get confused. Or if you are not a patient person, put 2 on default settings and put one on boot tactics. However, this is risk management. So the idea behind risk management is if there are 2 people, shop A and shop B, shop A is selling rice, beans, and garri. and shop B is selling Gary. Between shop A and shop B, who have the chances of selling almost every day? So if you see shop B, the day the sales of Gary or the demand of Gary is low, nobody is coming to buy Gary, it means shop A will not sell Gary and shop B will not sell Gary that day. But because shop A has options of rice and beans, shop A is going to make money that day that the demand of Gary is low. But shop B will not make money because shop B is relying on only one product. So that is how risk management helps you to see that you make money almost every day. So that is that on risk management. So I will say that if I have $2,000 and I want to trade, and I've taught you of risk management, so I've divided it by 660. So I'm using 660 on each coin. So if I want to set my Excel sheet for $666, what am I going to do? On the remark, take note, please take note of this. Now look at, you guys, now we have 980 here. So look at the multiple buying ratio. Just observe these figures here. Observe these figures currently, 2.9, 9.8, 2. So and see what is going to happen. Now, if we have $666 that we want to use to trade a coin, you don't put this $666 inside the remark. What you are going to do is $666 minus $20. Where is this $20 coming from? This first buying amount. You should always subtract $20 from the initial capital you want to use. So the initial capital I want to use there is 666. So if I subtract $20 from 666, I'll be having 640. No, 646. That is what I'll be having. 646 is what I'll be having. So now, in the place of remark, what I'm going to put 646. 646. So if I put 646 here, let's go and look. You will see that your multiple buying ratio have changed. So if I go down and see what it's going to give me, down here is going to give me 666, which is my initial capital. So it tells me that the settings, the configuration I'm using is configuration for $666. Let's do another illustration before I leave that remark. If I have a capital of 520, for instance, so I am not going to put 520 on the remark. Take note of that. I am not going to put 520 here. Rather, what I'm going to do is 520 minus 20. This 20 is as a result of the 500. So sorry, it's as a result of the first buying amount. So what I will have here is 500. So I'll come to remark. Here I will replace remark to 500. So when I go down, what am I seeing? I'm seeing 520, which is my initial capital. So this settings is a settings for 520. I hope this is clear. So because of time, I will proceed to the next thing online. So that is that for first buy in and for remark, rather. That is how to insert your capital for your remark. I hope that is clear. Then the next online is first buying amount. So I usually use an illustration which you can relate to it. So let's assume I'm going to the market and I have 520 in my hand. And I want to visit my friend's shop in the market, shop A. And I also want to visit 24 shops, different shops. And in all these shops I want to visit, it's just one particular product I want to buy. And I want to buy what? Banana. Banana is the name of a physical product. And it's also a name of a cryptocurrency coin. So you can relate with that. So in this my friend shop, before I left the house, I have a fixed amount of money I'm willing to spend in my friend shop. I'm not willing to spend more than that. And that fixed amount is $20. So no matter the price of her banana, I'm not willing to spend more than $20. This $20 fixed amount that I'm willing to spend is referred to as the first buying amount. So first buying amount is the initial amount the robot is going to use to buy from your 520, which is always $20. Take note of that. I hope this is clear. Now, open position double, you see, do not enable. So what is the implication if you enable it? Now, remember, I said in my when I want to leave the market to my friend shop, I'm willing to spend $20. I'm not willing to spend more than that. So peradventure, I came to my friend shop and he or she was telling me that the quality of the banana is fine, that the banana is going to be scarce. He wants me to buy more than what I want to buy. And finally succeeded in owning my Mumu button. Instead of me to just use $20 to buy, I will bring another extra $20 and add here, double it, meaning I'm going to use $40 to buy now. So when I use $40 to buy, I'll be limited. The money that will be left with me will not be sufficient enough for me to go through these 24 shops. And I don't want that. So if you if you enable the open position double, instead of the robot to use $20 to buy at the first instance, it's going to double it and use $40. That is 20 plus 20. And you don't want that to happen. So ensure that your open position double is always disabled. Is always disabled. Please take note of that. AI margin call, do not enable. Now, remember we said that this is a semi-automated bot for you to have control and ownership. And the control and ownership we are talking about is in this configuration, these settings you are giving it. So if you decide to on your AI margin calls, you are telling your AI margin call, buy at your own discretion, sell at your own discretion, go against our settings, our configuration, begin to do your own thing. And we don't want that, please. So you ensure your AI margin call is always disabled. So margin call limit for Magic 5 refers to the 24 shops I was talking about. So I'm calling it shop from shop 1 to shop 24 for you to relate. But here we call it margin calls or margin call limit 24. So the number of shops is 24 shops. So that is what we call margin call limit. All position take profit ratio. I'm going to talk about this when I'm discussing about margin configuration. Take note of that, please, just in case I forget, remind me. The next on the line is all position take profit callback 0.01. Now, this for people who have had the opportunity to trade in Binance Exchange and Bybit exchanges, and you are saying that Royalq is not doing anything differently from what Binance or Bybit are doing. So this is an important features that makes Royalq to be very unique compared to trading on those exchanges. Now, this is what your trades cannot experience in while trading manually yourself on Binance or Bybit. Take note. Now, let's assume I want to buy banana. We are trading on the spot market, and the idea of the spot market is buy low and sell high. That is just the idea. We don't lose money here. We buy low and sell high. The only thing we lose here is time, maybe patience. When the market is down, the time for it to go up, that's the only thing we lose. But say you lose your money, you don't lose your money here. So take note of that. So that is what we do. We trade on the spot market. And let's say I want to buy a banana at the price of $5. $5, and I want to sell at the price of $10. So you guys will agree with me, between $5 to $10, there's a profit of $5 here. And this is my preset price. my entering price. I entered here, and the crypto market goes up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. And suddenly there was this spike. Naturally, I was supposed to come out of this trade as soon as it hits my exit point of $10. So once it hits this point, I'm supposed to receive $5 profits alongside my capital. But because of this sudden spike, the robot could not release this my $5 alongside my capital. It held it and is waiting for this sudden spike to return by 0.01, which is this, what I'm talking about, 0.01. So a return of this sudden spike by 0.01 brought the price to $12. Now, between this $10 and this $12 is a $2 profit here. So what the Royalq bot will do, it will take advantage on this sudden spike and the return to 0.0 to make a $2 profit for you alongside add it to your $5. So at the end of the day, you were expecting $5, but you are going to make $7 profit. Can anyone tell me if they can experience this on their Binance trading manually themselves? So this is one unique features that Royalq has. So all position take profit callback 0.01 takes care of that when there's a sudden spike. I believe this is clear. Then over to the next, we have the buy-in callback. Buy-in callback 0.01. Now, in terms of selling was what I explained. Then this is in terms of buying. Now, let's assume we want to buy banana at $10. Sorry, no, but with the price of banana is at $10. And we know we buy low and sell high. So we want to buy at $5. That is the plan. So we met the price here. So we have to set a preset price. That Robert, when the price gets to $5, begin to buy for me. Now the market start coming down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, and there was a sudden spike. Now, naturally, the bot was supposed to buy here at $5, but because of this sudden spike, the bot will not peak at this point. Rather, it will wait for a return of 0.01. Let's say a return of 0.01 brought the price to $4. So instead of the bot to peak at $5, it will now peak at $4 for you, thereby buying at a more cheaper price for you. So if you can find this in your Binance exchange while trading manually yourself, good for you. So these are the unique features that the Royalq bot has that you can hardly see on those exchanges while trading manually. Having said that, the next on the line is distributed take profit allocation from 5th call to the 24th call. I'm going to be talking about this distributed take profit allocation from 5th call to the 24th call alongside with all position take profit ratio 3% when I am discussing about margin configuration. Please take note of that. The next is sub position take profit callback. Now, for sub position take profit callback, it is the same principle as all position take profit callback. This all position take profit callback I explained, sudden spike, is the same thing with sub position take profit callback. But the difference is that one is old and the other one is sub. So let's talk about it. So remember I was talking about 520 to the market. I'm going to my friend's shop and I'm going to 24 shops. Now, where will you experience this all position take profit callback? You are going to experience it in my friend's shop, shop A, in the first shop, second shop, third shop, and the fourth shop. This is where you experience the all position take profit callback. So that sudden spike, you will experience it in these shops, my friend's shop down to the fourth shop. So when it gets to the 5th shop to the 24th shop, that is where you experience sub position take profit callback. Take note of that. That sudden spike, you experience it, sub position, take profit cover. Take note of that from the 5th shop to the 24th shop. So don't get it twisted, please. It's not as difficult as you think. So, but the same principle I explained, that it uses sudden spike to make additional profit for you. So additional profit, sub position, take profit, it makes additional profit for you between the 5th call to the 24th call. All position, take profit makes additional profit for you from the 1st call to the 4th call. I hope that is clear. Then strategy period. For strategy period, we have what we call circle or autopilot, and we have one shot. I will talk about circle. Circle autopilot, these are for people who do not have time based on the nature of your work, your business. You don't really have time. So if you don't have time, you should have money. You should have from $10,000, $7,000, $13,000, $70,000, $20,000. If you have that kind of money, for instance, if you have $13,250 thereabout, I'm not sure of the figure right now, but I know it's 13,000 plus. So we are going to select out of the 25 volatile coins. There are 25 volatile coins that we give to you when you come on board. We have made it 30. These coins have been proven to be highly volatile in terms of they give high yield, and they are built on blockchain. They cannot be easily delisted by exchanges. So we tell you to trade within those coins. So we can pick 25 of those coins from coin 1, from coin 1, coin 2, coin 3, down to 25 coins. I will distribute this 13,000 plus across it, maybe 5520 on each of them, 5520 on each of 5520 capital on each of the 25 volatile coins. Then once we put that capital, we are going to take a fixed take profit of 2%. 2%. So we are going to put this coin on autopilot. So what it means by circle is when these trades are going on, these 25 coins are going on trade. If coin 1 sells, the robot will automatically pick it again, recycle that same coin. If coin 2 sells, it will automatically pick it again and recycle. Coin 3 sells, it will automatically pick it again and recycle. What is it going to be recycling? 2% of your 5520. 2%, that's what is going to be recycling. So even if there are some coins that are delaying to sell, you won't feel it because you have so many coins that have been distributed that are going on. So if 1 or 2 is taking time to sell, you are not going to feel it. So at this point, all you need to do is to learn how to transfer your capital, your profit rather. For every profit you make, you move that profit from your spot wallet to your funding wallet. Why? So that the robot will not recycle your profits alongside with your capital. So that's the only thing you need to learn to do, how to move your profit from your spot wallet to your funding wallet. So the robot keeps recycling that same coin for you. That is known as circle. You are not learning any skill. It's just on automation. So for those who do not have time, but you have that capital, we have this for you. Now, what is the average monthly profit like for people using circle? The average monthly profit is between 5% to 50% of your capital. So let's assume you started in January and you made 60% of your capital. In February, 40% of your capital. In March, you made 30% of your capital. In April, you made 50% of your capital. And in May that just ended, the market was bad and you made 0% of your capital. The market was down. Let's assume that. Now, June just started. So 60 plus 40, that is 100 plus 31, 130. plus 50, that is 180 plus 0. So 180 divided by 5 months. 180 divided by 5 months. So that will give you 36%. So it means that on each of the months, you made an average of 36% of your capital on each of that 5 months. 36% of your capital, which is a good one. So if you keep that money for that 5 months in the bank, how much is it going to yield to you? Think about it. If you have kept it in the bank for the 5 months, how much is it going to yield? That is what you should be looking at, please. Then for people who are doing one shots, these are folks that really wants to learn skill. You have kids that are growing up, you want them to learn this financial skill. You have loved ones that are depending on you, you want them to be independent, you want to learn these things so you can impact with them. You have your wife, you need the wife to learn. So you just want this skill so that you can at every point in time replicate result on your own. When there's the need for money, when the need for money arises, you know what to do to print money in demand. So you want to learn this skill. So this is basically for people who want to learn skill. Now, for one shot, and also people who do not have huge capital. Let's say you have $100 or you have maybe $300. You need the skill on how to grow this money. You need the skill on how to grow this money. So one shot is meant for people who want to learn skill. And how does one shot work? Let's say you have 520 and you are trading using Magic 1. Of course, we have told you if you have 520, we are not going to allow you make use of Magic 3. You are going to diversify your portfolio. Maybe you divide this 520 into 3 places and you trade 3 coins using Magic 3, which is minimum of $100. Risk management that we'll talk about. So let's assume you are trading, you divide 520 into 3. You're having 173 on 3 different coins. B, C. So you are using 173. Risk management, please, is very important. 173, 173. Now, on this one shot, you have the liberty to change take profit. Now, this one maybe is 3%. This one maybe is 5%. And this one maybe is 2%. Now, you have 3 coins running. You've done your risk management. If this coin A sells and give you 3%, the rubber will not pick heat. You will use your hand to analyze or go to the signal group. We have signal group where we send signal and look for a new signal D, and pick. And maybe that signal D that you pick comes with 4% take profit. You pick it. If coin B is taking time to sell, coin C will deliver 2%. Now, when coin C delivers 2%, the robot will not pick it. Rather, you will go to the signal group, look for coin, or you analyze yourself, any coin by yourself, and pick. That will be coin E. And you can decide to take coin E 10%. So you see how you are at a liberty of picking different take profits based on whether you are analyzing it yourself or you are depending on signal from the signal group. But one thing is, for one shot, once a trade sells, you will be the one to analyze another, or you depend on signal from the signal group. Unlike recycling that particular coin. Take note of that, please. Then, having said that, what is the average monthly profit line for people using one shot? Is between 5% to 100% of your capital monthly, average monthly profit. Please take note of that. So if in this month, the first month, you made 70%, the second month, you made 40%, The third month, you made 50% of your capital. The fourth month, you were able to make, let's say, 60% of your capital. And the fifth month, 0% of your capital. When you add 70 plus 70 plus 40 plus 50 plus 60 plus 60, that's 200 plus 0, that's 222%, divided by 5 months, the 5 months, that is 44%. So what it means that each of that 5 months, you made 44% of your capital. So if you had kept that money in the bank, you can see what you can earn from it. Compare it to investing it here and see the difference and tell yourself the difference. So that is that for strategy period, one shot and circle. I hope that explanation is clear. For those who are new on this call, I hope the explanation is clear. Now, the next online is margin configuration. Margin configuration. Now, it is in this margin configuration I'm going to be addressing hold position take profit and sub position, distributed take profit allocation. So pay attention. So margin configuration is divided into two parts: margin call drops and multiple buying ratio. So I'm going to be explaining them one after the other, how margin call drops works and how multiple buying ratio works. But I'll still use my physical illustration to explain. Let's assume I am taking 520 to the market and I want to visit my friend's shop A, and I also want to visit 24 shops, 1 to 24. What I'm willing to spend in my friend's shop is $20, which is refers to my first buying amount, which is the first amount the robot is going to take. And I want to buy banana in all these shops. Getting to my friend's shop, she said that banana is for $7 per one bunch of banana is $7. After much negotiation, of course, we are negotiating to buy cheap. We trade on the spot market. So the fact she said a banana is $7 does not mean I should not negotiate. Finally, I was able to negotiate and she agrees to sell a bunch of banana $5 for me. So one bunch $5, I had to use $20 to buy. So I was able to get 4 bunch of banana with my $20 at the rate of what? $5. So the first buying amount, the robot bought at the banana at the price of $5 with your $20, which is the first buying amount. That is what it means. So now the next thing to do is to start going to the different other shops to buy. But the idea I have in mind is for me to buy in the first shop, I have to buy it cheaper than what I bought in my friend's shop. That's the only reason why I'm going to buy in the first shop. That's the only reason why I'm going to buy in the second shop. That's the only reason why I'm going to buy in the third shop. It must always be cheaper than the previous amount I spent. So that is the idea of going into the different 24 shops, that as the price is dropping from one shop to another, I'm entering as the price is dropping. So that is the concept we are using to enter into the shops. So now for me to enter this first shop, something must trigger me to enter this first shop. And what must that be? That the price I bought in my friend's shop has to drop. Now, let's assume that the price from $5 dropped to $4.5. So once I see that it has dropped to $4.5, it will trigger me to enter this first shop to buy. So that drop in price from $5 to $4.5 refers to the first call, that is 0.2%. So it means that for the robot to buy this first call, the price has to drop by 0.2%. So assuming a drop in the price by 0.2% gives me a new price of $4. it means that the robot will trigger to buy in the first shop because there's a drop in price by 0.2%. So that drop in price by 0.2% took the initial price of $5 to $4.5. So this is the new price now. I hope this is clear. So for it to drop for the initial price, which the robot bought with $20, for that price to drop by 0.2%, it means the new price is now 4.5. So the robot will trigger to buy in the first call, which refers to the first shop. I hope that is clear. Now, the robot is waiting to buy in the second shop too. But for the robot to buy in the second shop, it means that this new price of 4.5 has to drop by 0.5. Now, once it drops by 0.5, let's say it dropped in the price by 0.5, brought this to 4.2, brought this initial price of 4.5, it brought it to 4.2. So when there is a drop in the price by 0.5, the robot will trigger to buy the second shop. So it will buy in the second shop. Now the robot is waiting to buy in the third shop. The robot needs to see a drop in price from the initial price. So this is the new price now. So for the robot to buy in the third shop, it means this new price has to drop by 0.2%. Let's assume the drop by 0.2% gives us a new price of $4. So for it to drop by 0.2, it will trigger, the robot will trigger to buy in the third shop. Similarly, for the fourth shop, for the robot to buy in the fourth shop, it means that the new price, which is 4.0, has to drop by 0.5. A drop in the price by 0.5, maybe it gives us a new price of 3.8. The robot will trigger to buy in the fourth shop. Please take note, it has already been programmed. It does it by itself. You don't need to do any calculation. Just compute the right figure. The robot will execute it. So it is not in your hands to do any calculation. Just put the configuration. As the price keeps dropping, it keeps entering shop 1, shop 2, shop 3, shop 4, shop 5, till it gets to shop 24. So that is how your robot begins to buy from one shop to another shop, from the first shop to the second shop, to the third shop, to the fourth shop, to the fifth shop, down to the 24th shop. Now, by the time the robot buys to the 24th shop, it means that your entire 520 have been spread across from the first buy. First buy is that my friend shop 20 down to the 24th call. Your entire 520 have been spread across that. So for those who were at the beginning of the session when I was talking about the dashboard, so that was why I said the Magic 5 covers for 50% deep when I was explaining it before I started the section. So at this point that your entire 520 have been spread from your first buying amount down to your 24th call, that is from my friend's shop down to the 24th shop, the entire 520 have been spread across it. At that point, it means that the market has dipped by minus 50%. So when you add 0.2 plus 0.5 plus 0.2 plus 0.5 down to the 24th, it will give you 50%. Now, at this 50% now, it means that you are on a floating loss of minus 50%. All you need to wait is two things. Either you wait patiently as the price starts going up, it starts selling across this different level and start giving you your profit. Or you open more margin calls, which I'm going to talk about in this section, how to open more margin calls. I talked about it last class. So let's assume now we are now on a floating loss of minus 50. We are now waiting. So we are waiting here. Let's discuss about multiple buying ratio. Now you understand the concept of margin call drops, how the robot buys across from one call to another call as the price begins to drop by 0.2, 0.5, 0.2, how it buys like that. So take note of that, please. So for The margin call drop. How does it work? How does margin call drop work? King Chisholm, you are interrupting my screen, please. How does this multiple buy? King Chamsey, please. How does this multiple buy-in ratio works? Now, when I wanted to, you will agree with me that when I wanted to leave the house to the market, to my friend shop A, and to the 24th shop, to the shop 1 to 24, the only time I knew how much I was going to spend was in my friend's shop. I was sure that from this 520, the amount I was going to spend was $20. But you will notice that from the first shop to the 24th shop, I didn't know how much I was going to be spending on each of the shops. So for you to know how much you're going to spend in each of the shops, it is the multiple buying ratio that will help you to do that. So how do we use the multiple buying ratio to know? Now, when I spend this $20 in my friend's shop, what was I left with? I was left with $500. Now, I'm expected to use this $500 to go through these 24 shops, 1 to 24. Now, at the first shop, since the price have dropped and the robot have decided to buy at the first shop, how much did he now use to buy at the first shop? It's simple. It is 1.3 times your first buying amount. First buying amount refers to the amount you are willing to spend in my friend's shop, which is 20. So 1.3 times 20. Let's do the calculation. 1.3 times 20. 1.3 times 20 will give me 26. So in my friend's shop, in the first shop, I spent 26. After spending 20 in my friend's shop, from this $500, I now use $26 out of it in the first shop. Let's see in the second shop, how much am I going to spend once the price dropped to buy in the second shop? I'm going to spend 5.0 times 20, which is going to be $100. So in my friend's shop, I've spent 20. In the first shop, I've spent 26. In the third shop, I've spent $100. Then on the third shop, how much am I going to spend again? It's still 1.3 times 20, which is going to be $26. Now on the fourth shop, how much am I going to spend again? 5.0 times 20, which is going to be $100. On the fifth shop, 0.3 times 20, which is going to be, let's say 0.3 times 20. 0.3 times 20, which is going to be $6. On the sixth shop, 1.0 times 20, which is going to be $20. So if we continue, 7 shop is $6, 8 shop is $20, 7 shop is 9 shop is $6, 10 shop is $20, 11 shop is $6, 12 shop is $20. Continue like that. That is what we are going to be spending. By the time we get to the 24th shop, when you sum all the money, it will give you 520. So your entire 520 have been spread across from first shop to the 24th shop. I hope this is clear. So by the time it's buying across different shops, you know how much it is using at interval to buy. So by the time it dips by minus 50%, it means your entire 520, which is give you, by the time you sum up all this money, it will give you 520. So it has dipped by minus 50% and it will give you 520. So your entire 520 is now inside this coin. Now, at this point, there are two types of settings or strategies or tactics we use. We use default settings or tactics, you call it tactics, or boot tactics. So in the place of default settings, you allowed the coin to buy naturally by itself from the first call to the 24th call. That is default settings. You did not manipulate the robot. You allow the robot to do its own thing, and it bought naturally by itself. That is default settings. So at that point that it has bought to the 24th call, all you need to do is wait patiently. As the price is going up, that brings me to, take note of this, please. That brings me to distributed take profit allocation from fifth call to the 24th call, 1.8%. That is what I want to explain. Now, from the 24th call, you're already on the floating loss of minus 50. Then the price starts going up, retracing back, because anything that comes down will go up. Anything that goes up will come down in the crypto space. So the price starts going up. And now, as it starts going up, it got to the level, the price at which it bought the 24th call. It will sell it and give you, the amount you use in buying here is $20. It will give you 1.8% of $20 profit. It will get to the 23rd call. The amount you use in buying on the 23rd call is $6. It will give you 1.8% of $6. It will get to the 22nd call. The amount is used in buying is also $20. So you get 1.8% of $20. The price will rise to 21st call. It will use $6 here, 1.8% of $6. It will rise again to the 20th call. It choose $20 here. It will give you 1.8% of $20. It rose again to the 19th call. It used $6 here. It will give you 1.8% of $6. Now you are waiting for it to rise to the 18th call. The price will go down again to buy 19, 20, 21, 22. The price will go up again to sell 22. It use $20 in the 22 call. 1.8%, it will give you the amount. The amount you use in buying 21, 1.8%. The amount you use in buying 20, 1.8%. The amount you use in buying 19, 1.8%. The amount you use in buying in 18, 1.8%. The amount you use in buying in 17, to give you 1.8%. The amount you use in buying in 16, it will give you 1.8%. The amount you use in buying 15, to give you 1.8%. You are waiting for it to buy the 14th call, to sell the 14th call rather. The price will go down again to buy 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. The price will go up again. It will sell 20, 1.8% of amount you use in buying. 1.8% of the amount you use in buying the 19th call. 1.8% of the amount you use in buying the 18th call. 1.8% of the amount you use in buying the 17th call. 1.8% of the amount you use in buying 16th call. 1.8% of the amount you use in buying the 15th call. 1.8% of the amount used in buying 14th call, 1.8% of the amount used in buying 13, 1.8% of the amount used in buying 12, 1.8% of the amount used in buying 11, 1.8% of the amount used in buying 10. You are waiting for it to sell 9 again. The price will come down. It will buy 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. The price will go up again. It will sell 15, 1.8% of the amount you used in buying in 15. Sell 14, 1.8% of the amount is used in buying in 14. Rise up again, sell 1.8% of the amount is used in buying 13. Rise up again, 1.8% of the amount is used in buying 12. 1.8% of the amount is used in buying 11. 1.8% of the amount is used in buying 10. 1.8% of the amount is used in buying 9. 1.8% of the amount is used in buying 8. To sell 1.8% of the amount is used in buying 7. 1.8% of the amount you use in buying 6, 1.8% of the amount you use in buying 5th. You are waiting for it to go to 4. It will come down again by 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10. The price will go up again to sell 10 and give you 1.8% of the amount you use in buying. Give you 1.8% of the amount you use in buying 9. It will rise again to 8, 1.8% of the amount you use in buying 8. 1.8% of the amount you use in buying 7, 1.8% of the amount you use in buying 6. Now, at this point, you are enjoying what they call soft sell as a result of fluctuation of the market downtrend. So even when the market was down, you were busy making money because there is high volatility downtrend. So the robot is taking advantage on the to and fro movement of the price downtrend to be making money for you, which we call soft sell. Now, this is the jerk. While you were waiting for your coin to sell, you were making money downtrend. So as soon as it gets to the fifth call, please take note of this. So as soon as it gets to the fifth call, and sells fifth call and give you 1.8% of the amount you use in buying fifth call, which is distributed take profit allocation, that is what is responsible for that fifth call to 24th call. So you have enjoyed that. Now, once it now gets to the fourth call, instead of it to sell fourth call as individual, just like it has been selling fifth call to the 24th call as individual, but once it gets to the fourth call, it will combine the amount it used in buying the fourth call, which was $100 a year, plus the amount he used in buying the third call, which was $26 a year, plus the amount he used in buying the second call, which was $100 a year, plus the amount he used in buying the first call, which was $26 a year, plus your first buying amount, which is that my friend shop, $20. So it will total 20 plus 26 plus 100 plus 26 plus 100. Total it as one and give you this O position take profit. So O position take profit is responsible for your first buying amount to your fourth call. So from the fourth call to the first buying amount, that is from the shop 1, shop 2, shop 3, shop 4 to my friend shop. It sells them as one. So downtrend alone, you have made money, maybe on subset alone, let's say 3%, opposition take profit 3%. So if I add how much you use in my friend shop, which is 20 plus 26 in the first shop, second shop you use 100, third shop you use 26 again, and the fourth shop you use 100, which is total of 272. 3% of that $272 give me $8. So maybe downtrend alone, I've been able to make about like $5 downtrend based on the volatility. Then the robot now sells from the fourth call to the first buying amount, now give me another $8. So it means the total profit I'm making on that coin is $13.16 that I'm making. So once it sells the fourth, third, second, first, and first buy, it sells them, it will close that trade and give you your final profit. But while you are waiting, while it is yet to close the trade, you are enjoying what they call subset downtrend. Please take note of that. You are enjoying what they call subset downtrend. Please take note of that. I hope this is clear. If this is clear, I need on the chart clear, please. If this is clear, I need on the chart clear. So that is that for default settings. So default settings allows you to make profit downtrend, even if the market goes against you. Just only 2 people. Okay, good. Then for boot artists category 1, please, I need you guys to give me just 2 minutes. 2 minutes, please. So that is that about the default settings. So let's go back to bull tactics. Let's go to bull tactics. Because of time's sake, I will just run through. Now, for bull tactics, the idea of bull tactics is that you are not interested in making money downtrend subset. You are not interested in the 5th call to the 24th call. Now, for using Magic 5, take note of that. Using Magic 5, you have under boot tactics, you have category 1 and category 2. Boot tactics category 1 and category 2. So for King Oyebuchi, you are writing on my screen. So for Magic 5, you can either use any of these boot tactics. Magic 1, you can use any of these boot tactics. Then for Magic 3, you can only use boot tactics category 1. Take note of that. Now, for boot tactics category 1, using Magic 5 or 520, what we are saying is that you are not interested in making money subset. So what you are interested in, you want 100% of your capital to be in by the time the robot buys your first buying amount, which is that of my friend's shop, the first shop, second shop, third shop to the fourth shop. You want 100% of your capital. That is 100% of your capital is your entire 520 to be inside there. But if the boat is buying naturally by itself, you know by now that from the first buying amount, that my friend's shop down to the fourth shop, the amount we calculated was 272. That is what you can see. Now, how come you are now doing it in a way that from my friend's shop down to the fourth shop, you are seeing your 520 inside, which is 100% of your capital. So, and remember, it says from fourth call to the first buying amount as 1. So, manual replenishment or manual buy, where you need to force money, you need to manipulate the robot against the robot wish or the configuration. So how do you do manual replenishment? Manual replenishment is done through a calculation. So manual replenishment means forcing certain amount into the robot. So you don't just manufacture figures. You have to do a calculation. So how do we do that calculation for manual replenishment? Now, because we are interested that from fourth call to the first buying amount, let 100% of our capital enter. So the first step 1, is to lock fifth call, lock the fifth call, put 50% here. So change this to 0.2 to 50%, the fifth call. Now, what you are telling the robot is, robot, once you buy from first call to fourth call, don't buy the fifth call until that fifth call must have dipped by 50%. That is when you should trigger to buy the fifth call. That is why you put 50% here. Now, let's assume we have locked the fifth call, 50%. 50%. Don't mind my writing. Step 2 is sum up the multiple buying ratio. Sum up multiple buy-in ratio. Now, what is the multiple buy-in ratio? King Oyebuchi, leave your screen alone, please. Sum up the multiple buy-in ratio. 1.3. This is the multiple buy-in ratio from first call. Take note, from first call to the fourth call. So 1.3 plus 5.0 plus another 1.3 plus 5.0. So what will it give us? (1.3) plus 5.0 plus 1.3 plus 5.0. It will give us 12.6. 12.6, that is what it will give us. Now, 12.6 plus 1. Now, step 3, the answer you get, always add it plus 1. So 12.6 plus 1. Why? This 1 is constant. Why is it constant? It's as a result of the position that my friend's shop is occupying. The position this first buying amount is occupying, which is always constant 1. So it will give you, it will now give you 13.6. Take note of that. Now, that is step 3. We give you 10. Step 4. You now do this 13.6 times your first buying amount, which is 20. Your first buying amount is the amount you are willing to spend in my friend's shop, which is 20. So 13.6 times 20 will give you 52. Okay, sorry. 13.6 times 20 will give you 272. 272. Now, the last step is step 5. Now, step 5, your initial capital you are making use of, which is 520 minus this answer you got in step 4. So 520 minus 272 will give you what? We give you 248. 248. So it is this 248 now you are going to use for your manual replenishment. This is the money you are going to force into the robots. So this is how to calculate manual replenishment or manual buy. Step 1, lock it at the 5th call, put 50%. 2, sum of the multiple buying ratio from first call to the second and fourth call. You get it. Step 3, add the answer plus 1, which is constant as a result of that my friend shop or the position the first buying amount is occupying. Step 4, multiply by the first buying amount, which is 20. Step 5, subtract your initial capital from the answer you got in step 4, which will give you 248. Now, it is this 248 we are going to force into the robot. Now, the question is, at what point are you going to force this 248? Now, as soon as I left the house 5:20 and I came to my friend's shop where I spent $20 and I want to enter 2 other shops. Now, remember in my friend's shop, I bought banana at $5. So the next time I'm going to buy banana is when the price dropped for me to enter the next shop, which I use an example of 4.5. Now, between these $5, there's 4.9, there's 4.8, there's 4.6. So as soon as I entered my friend's shop to buy at $20, so as soon as the robot picks your $20, before it gets to this first shop of 4.5, there are other prices here. So you want to do your manual replenishment as soon as your $5 drops to maybe 4.9, 4.8. So at that point, that is when you want to inject your 248, that figure you got for your manual replenishment. Before the robot even buys the first shop, you want to inject that money. For your manual replenishment, you must do it cheaper than this $5. Anything below $5 that I bought, because we always want to buy cheaper. So you are going to force the money when immediately your robot buys the first buy, which is 20, you do your manual replenishment by putting 248, at least before it gets to the first shop 4.5. Now, if you are not fast about it and the robot has already bought the first shop at $4.5, you can still do your manual replenishment, but you should do your manual replenishment cheaper than 4.5. Let's say the next time it's going to buy is 4.2, the second shop. So there is 4.4 here, there is 4.3 here. You want to do that manual replenishment cheaper than this 4.5 before it gets to the second shop. So that is how to always do manual replenishment. I hope that is clear. I hope this is clear. So by the time you do your manual replenishment, by the time the robot picks your $20 immediately, and you were able to successfully inject 248 into the trade. So total amount you have in the trade at that point is 268. Now, you are waiting for the robot to buy the first shop, second shop, third shop, and fourth shop. Let's say peradventure the market did not come down for the robot to buy first shop, and the market just go up and do 3%. Because you have already done manual replenishment, it will give you 3% of 268, which means you are going to make good profit. Unlike someone that is using default setting, that the robot just bought $20 and the market went up, that person will get 3% of $20. But because you were able to do your manual replenishment first 248 alongside with this 220, you were able to get 26, and the market went up, it will give you 3% of 268 because you have manipulated it, you did manual replenishment. So if the market, after forcing your 248 and the market continues to go down, it will buy the first call, buy the second call, buy the third call, buy the fourth call. By the time it buys the fourth call, you're already seeing your entire 520 inside. But if it's using default settings, by the time your robot buy 20, it will buy the first call, buy the second call, buy the third call, buy the fourth call. You are seeing 272 for default settings from first call to fourth call. But for put tactics, you are seeing 520. So if the market now goes up to do 3%, for person that is using default setting will make 3% of 272. But for person that is using put tactics category 1, we make 3% of 520. So that is the difference. So that is the advantage of using bull tactics category 1. So, but what is the disadvantage of using bull tactics category 1? Now, if peradventure the market keeps going down, and remember you have locked the fifth call, you have put 50%, and the market keeps going down, because you have used 100% of your capital here, you will not have money to buy the fifth, sixth, seventh call. Now, let's say peradventure the market now did by 50%. Already you have told the robot, it is only when the market dips by 50% you should trigger to buy the fifth call. So the market now dips by 50%. The robot now triggers to buy the fifth call, but there is no money for the robot to use. That is when your robot will switch off your margin call and tell you insufficient funds. So at that point, you can either add more money by doing by opening more margin calls. Now, not by opening more margin call, you can either put more money and open this 50%. The robot will start buying from there, from the fifth call, sixth call, seventh call, eighth call, ninth call, if you put more money into the business. But in a situation whereby you don't have any money, you have to wait patiently until the price goes up. But for someone who is using default settings, the robot will continue to buy 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, down to the 24th. And that person using default settings will be enjoying subset here. But you that you have used boot tactics, you have used 100% of your capital from first call to fourth call. From the 5th call to the 24th call, you will not be enjoying subset. You'll just be waiting. So while others are celebrating their small wins down trend, you have nothing to celebrate. You just be waiting because you took the risks. You want to make big capital, but the trade went against you. So it is important for you to understand the difference, the advantage and disadvantage using default settings or boot tactics. That is why we told you that if you are trading 3 coins, if you are a patient person, use 2 on default settings, 1 on boot tactics. If you are not a patient person, if you are not a patient person, use 2 on default settings, 1 on boot tactics. If you are a patient person, use 1 on default settings, 2 on boot tactics. That is risk management for you. So I believe that is clear. Let me see if there are questions. I don't know. You said not clear. Where is not clear, please? So let's continue. Let's continue. So that is that for bull tactics. Bull tactics. There is no time. Let me stop at bull tactics category 1. That is how to do bull tactics category 1. King Priest, you can do magic for $100 magic 3. You can use bull tactics category 1. You can lock it at 5th call and do your manual replenishment. Lock it at 5th call. Yes, you can do your boot tactics, but you cannot use category 2. It's only category 1 you can use on magic 3. So that is that on bull tactics category 1. So because of time, you guys will go and watch our previous sections where I explained. I showed them how to do the manual replenishment on their Royalq boats. There are sections I showed them. I think the previous two classes on Tuesday classes, previous two classes, I taught them, or the previous three classes, I taught them how to do the manual replenishment using their Royalq, how to inject that manual buy. Then the previous two classes, I taught them how to, that was the last session, last week Tuesday. I taught them how to open more margin calls in case the robot has bought from the first call to the 24th call. How to use either Magic 1 or Magic 2 to open more margin calls, so that it will continue buying from 25th, 26th, 27th down and keep giving you such a downtrend. Please take note of that. Make reference to the last section on Tuesday, last section, where I explained how to open more margin calls, and also make reference to the last three sections ago, where I explained how to do boot tactics, how to inject that money in your robot. Please have a mind to do personal self-development also. Thank you. Because of time, let me attend to questions and we call it a day here. Please read the question fully, sir. With $100 using Magic 3, can I still do boot tactics manual buy after the robot has bought all the 7th calls and retrace up to 4th call? Yes, you can still do your manual replenishment. You can still do manual replenishment. Even when it has bought the 7th call, you are on the 7th call, you can still do manual replenishment. But that manual replenishment is counting from the 1st to the 4th call. It will only reflect on your 1st call to your 4th call. So is that clear? Speeding, please, you say you are not clear. Where are you not clear? State it so that we can attend to it. Then we end the section for the day. This is almost 2 hours. So if you've gotten value from this section, I need the word value on the chart, please. If you are here and you've gotten value from the section, I need the word value on the chart. Okay. Just 2 people, King Joseph, King Prince, King Mohammed. Okay, fine. So we do this every Tuesday, like you all know. So by now, most of the old members, they are used to this, but we keep learning every day. And remember how we started the section, how we have modified the Magic 5 template and the Magic 1 template. I explained it earlier for those who were here. Please welcome, King Christian. You're our first timer. I'm glad you got value from the section. King Ola, I'm glad you got value from the section. Queen Adenike, I'm glad you got value from this section. So let's put in our best so that we can also impart the same knowledge to people, also to others that will be coming. Very soon, most of us here will be building teams. So I haven't said everything. Thank you everyone for staying up in this time despite your busy schedule. We really appreciate. We do this every Tuesday. Tomorrow promises to be mind-blowing. It's going to be centered on mindset and risk management, which is a very important section that most of you here won't want to miss. Make it a day with us. Thank you. Peace and glory be to you. Have a lovely day ahead of you. Bye-bye from this end.